Hi, second grade. It's me, I'm back. Okay, we are going to move on to lesson 2 in our books today, and we are going to start this one today. So, this is what are some kinds of animals? Um, we're just going to be working, so this is on page 82, 83, and 84 today. We'll finish up by talking about invertebrates. Well, yeah, we'll do vertebrates today and tomorrow, and definitely just invertebrates tomorrow. We'll do animals with backbones today and tomorrow, and then invertebrates tomorrow. So, all right. So I'm saying so a lot today. Hello. It's early in the morning. All right. So we've got these animals. Can't stop. Someone should count and tell me in their response. That would be horrible. I don't want to know. Please don't tell me. It's going to be like 86 times. We have some animals up here at the top. We've got a squirrel. It looks like a Great Dane to me. We've got 2 cockatoos. Those are cockatoos, right? Not parakeets. Parakeets don't have little frills. Cockatoo. Cockatiel. I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm not like a bird fanatic. I should ask my uncle. He has a lot of birds. He's a little kitten. So cute. And then sweet little pig. A little beautiful black cat. Fun fact, I had a black cat growing up. It was one of my first pets. She was beautiful and she was bratty. And one time, she wasn't very affectionate. And one time when I was probably about your age, I was your age because I remember anyway, okay. So one time when I was about your age, she came and sat on my lap, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is really exciting, you guys. And then, so I just sat there frozen. I didn't know what to do because I was so excited that she was loving on me. And then she started to knead my legs, and it hurt really bad. But it was really special because she wasn't nice to us. She wasn't mean to us, but she just yeah, you feed me. And then I sleep on you because you're warm, not because I like you, kind of thing. Anyway, I digress. Tortoise. Going with tortoise, not a turtle. Again, not an expert. So sometimes it's hard for me to tell. Green tree frog. Everybody knows these guys, right? Okay, so Leo actually got a magazine with this guy in there, and it said that not bigger than your thumb. And I'm assuming because it's for little people, they mean a small child's thumb. Super tiny. And then that to me looks like a guinea pig, not a hamster. Guinea pigs are cooler than hamsters in my opinions, and they also squeal a lot. And it's so cute. All right, so up here it says, I will know the animal or how animal groups are alike and different. It says, tell how you could sort these animals, right? There's so many ways we could sort them. We could sort them by actual kind of animal, which is what a scientist would do, right? Some people might choose to do it by size, by color, by shape, by if they lay eggs or not, right? So let's see, who doesn't lay eggs? A squirrel doesn't lay eggs, dog, cat, pig, cat, guinea pig. But look, then you would have the tortoise and the frog and the birds together. That's a weird looking group, right? But they all lay eggs. Anyway, so we're going to be talking about different animal groups over here. Cool. So fish are not the only animals in the ocean. Whales live there too. And whales are not fish. They breathe air and feed their babies milk, just like dogs do, and humans, because they're mammals, right? We do not look like dogs, though, or whales. Whales have side fins called flippers. They have flat tail fins called flukes. And most whales have a fin on their back, too. Whales are fast swimmers because they have fins, just like a fish. All right, so one thing that we always hear about mammals, right, that they breathe air, they have babies that are alive, and they give them milk. Another thing is that they have hair or fur, right? So humans all have hair on their bodies. Dogs do, cats do, pigs do. Interestingly enough, whales and dolphins kind of do too, right? So they're mammals of the sea. And so I read that dolphins usually have hair on their snout, when they're first born, and then it falls out pretty soon, except for Amazon dolphins, the pink Amazon dolphins, because that hair actually helps. That's like a feeler, because the water's really murky where they live. And the bumps on the top of the heads of humpback whales are actually hair follicles. And some of those whales actually have hair growing out of them. What? Crazy, right? I know. Your mind is blown. Be impressed. Welcome to science, people. I don't know. All right, animal groups. You could group animals by how they look or how they act. You could group animals by where they live. You could group animals by their body parts. One group of animals has backbones, right? So that's that body part that we're going to be talking about today and tomorrow. Another group of animals does not. You could group snakes and worms together. Why? By how they look. Ah, yes. They've got long, legless bodies. Both have long, thin bodies and no legs. But snakes and worms are not the same. Absolutely not. No way, Jose. Snakes have backbones and worms do not, right? So snakes have skeletons and worms do not. And they're also just really weird, right? So, right, how snakes and worms are alike and different. In the compare spot, we're going to talk about how they're the same. They have the same body shape, right? So snakes and worms have the same body shape. Contrast. How are they different? Snakes have backbones. Snakes have skeletons. Snakes are predators, right? Worms are not. Whew. All right. Animals with backbones. Some animals have backbones. So this group of animals that has a backbone are called vertebrates. It is not going to tell you that in your book, but I believe you are smart enough to handle the word vertebrates and remember it for the rest of your lives. Right? So any animal that has a backbone is a vertebrate. And that even includes sharks. I know people always like to say, but sharks don't have bones, they have cartilage. Yes, but they still have that structure, right? They still have that structure of a backbone, per se. It might not be bone in the traditional sense because it's made of a softer, more flexible material in order to help it survive in its environment, but it's still a vertebrate. It is still technically an animal with a backbone. All right. Bones help the animals move. Bones help protect some body parts, right? So we have our rib cage. Okay, that protects the three. Some of the most important organs in our body are heart and our lungs, right? If something happens to our lungs, we won't be able to breathe and we will die. Something happens to our heart, we won't be able to pump blood through our bodies and we'll die, right? So there's a really important thing. We have a skull because what is inside of here are beautiful, beautiful brains, right? And if our beautiful brains are damaged, our lives could be a lot different. Or we could die. No, sorry. I'm getting a little crazy here. Okay. Anyway, yes, so bones help protect parts of our body. Backbones help some animals grow very big, right? So think about an elephant. Huge. Whales. So huge, right? Mammals have backbones. That's us. What up? Birds and fish have backbones. Cool. So that's another group, 2 more groups of animals, birds and fish. We've got mammals, birds, fish, reptiles and amphibians. Reptiles, amphibians have backbones too. An amphibian, I'm going to tell you the truth. Honestly, it took me a long time to remember the difference between reptiles and amphibians. Amphibian is an animal that lives part of its life in the water and part of its life on land. Amphibians have smooth skin. Their skin is smooth and not scaly. That's probably the thing that I try to remember the most is their skin, right? And that usually looks kind of wet or shiny versus a reptile. A reptile usually has dry, scaly skin. All right, and then we are going to write how mammals, we're not going to write that yet. Well, yes, we could do that today. Right? How mammals, birds, fish, reptiles, and amphibians can be grouped together. How can they be grouped together? Because they all have backbones. You're right. Right? So they all have backbones. All right, and then we'll pick up here and we'll read a little bit more about each one of those animal groups tomorrow, and invertebrates, or animals with no backbones, tomorrow. All right, cool. Bye, second grade. Bye.